All right, let's give a let's go through a high level overview of how Stackbit's code actually comes together. So one of the beautiful things about Stackbit is this is just a pure Next.js project. When you actually open up the code editor, this is going to look exactly like any other Next.js project that you've ever made in the past. The only one little difference with Stackbit is you'll have little annotations, which I'll show you as we go through this. Other than that, there's no dependencies, there's no wrappers, there's no plugins. It is just pure Next.js. There's no dependencies on Stackbit. Your project will work no matter what, which is amazing. So inside of the code here, let's walk through how kind of everything pieces together. So inside of any React project, you have a source folder, and then you have components. Underneath components, we've put the components underneath a few different folders here. The one that you'll see where all these sections are from is obviously under sections here, and then you'll see each of them. So let's open up one of them called hero section, and inside a hero section you'll see kind of how everything comes together. Again, this is just a normal React component here, and you can see that inside of a hero section, so here's kind of our hero section, we'll see this one title and subtitle, right? Inside of here we'll see, let me just find it. There we go, subtitle and title. So as this is brought in, we see that data SP field path is subtitle. That relates to this. And this data-sp SP field path, this is the annotation that I was just talking about. That is the only thing that is needed for Stackbit to actually give you this visual editing type experience. So in theory, you don't need to have any of these. You don't need to even provide anything to be editable. You can just get start from a normal Stackbit theme and build out components, and then later on down the road you can make things editable if you might need. So you have your we have these annotations here, and we have this this hero section component. So this hero section component needs Stackbit needs to actually know that it exists to allow it to show up within the component library, this component library here, right? So inside of here we have the hero section itself, and Stackbit knows that that's there from this component registry. So we dynamically import it in, and you can see the hero section here. So you obviously can create as many of these sections you want. You can remove R's, replace them with whatever you might want. There's a bunch of good videos here in the playlist that will show you how to do that. But you'll just follow this same pattern that I'm walking us through right now. So we register this in, and then the next thing that we'll need to do is we'll need to set up the YAML file. And what a YAML is it basically maps out the schema of what's available, what's editable, right? What are the variables within the component? So here we have our hero section YAML, and inside the hero section YAML, you'll see we have the title and subtitle, which are very simple, right? They're just of type string. They're the ID of title, which relates back to what I had showed in here, where it's a data SP field path of title, and we just bring it in as props, and that comes in pretty much automatically out of the box. There's probably another video that we'll film that will talk about how these come in, but the basics is they'll connect in, and you'll be able to access them via the props. So this is your YAML, and this outlines the kind of schema of how everything comes together. So we have of not comes together, but how all the content is actually mapped correctly. And so once we have this YAML here, we need to figure out how does this hero component actually get on to this page, right? We're on the home page right here. So if we go to the pages itself, which is here underneath content, we'll see content, pages, and then they're all just markdown files. And so here we'll open up the index, and in the index we'll see, oh look, here's our first section of hero section. And in theory, I can actually come in here and just copy this whole hero section down again. So if I do this, we'll do this again, and now we'll see, okay, it loaded, and here it is right here, right? And the same thing I can do, I can just remove this, and we'll go click remove, and then we'll come back into the code, and we'll see it load, and we saw this file just update. And all it did was just remove that hero section, the second one that we made, from the code here. So you can, the way that the components actually come onto the page is they get outlined here in the front matter of these markdown files. And so in the same way that these ones work, you can do this with your own custom components. And I think the best next video to kind of go to from here would probably be how to create a new component, and that'll walk you through the process that we've kind of just outlined at a super high level quickly, and it'll show you exactly what's needed to start to create your own new components and even customize our existing ones.